So it looks as though the government is planning on cutting the length of Teachers College in half. Let me explain why this is a good thing. Like 7 or 8 years ago, there was a massive surplus of teachers. There was like 40% of people graduating from Teachers College were completely unable to find any work. And so the government was like, okay, how do we solve this? How do we stop this many people from entering Teachers College? Because we have all these people who are trained and don't have jobs. And so their response was, let's double the length of time to be in Teachers College. It was only 1 year, and so many people decided not to go to Teachers College because it was a 2-year program. They thought that was too long. And I actually know a lot of people in my real life who were like, oh yeah, I was going to become a teacher, but then it became a 2-year program, so I decided not to. It's a good thing those people didn't become teachers. Like, it seriously is a good thing, because if the extra year is the reason you don't want to be a teacher, you probably shouldn't be a teacher. The problem is, though, that because the 2-year program is a financial burden and it does put a lot of stress on a lot of people, we actually now are at a point where we don't have a teacher shortage at all, which is the whole point of getting rid of or extending the 2-year program. But now we have maybe a shortage upcoming. There's going to be a massive retirement of a lot of people who became teachers after the Mike Harris era. Once things started getting better after we got rid of the conservatives, there's a mass influx of teachers into the system, and those people are going to be retiring soon. And what happens when a mass cohort retires? We're going to have a shortage. This shortage is a natural cycle. It's kind of unnatural because it shouldn't have happened in the first place, but because there was a mass influx of teachers at a very specific point in time, and now they're all going to retire at the same time because they were all roughly the same age, we are going to be experiencing a shortage of teachers. So lowering it to a 1-year program makes sense. Also, we learned nothing in the in-class portion. Like, not that we learned nothing, but the in-class portion of Teachers College was not great. There was much more learning that was done in the classroom, and there was reports and research that shows that most of the learning the teachers do and most of the quality of the teaching education comes from the practicum and the in-class part. That is where we learn how to be teachers. That's where we learn to do the job. I have a student teacher in my class right now. She's fantastic. She's doing a great job. She is learning on the spot. I've seen her improve as she has been with me in the classroom. And so, like, that is valuable, right? And she's going to come into the job and she's going to have this teaching experience, and that's going to be so valuable. So, like, sure, let's go back to 1 year, and I think it should be standardized. Policing in Canada is standardized. You become, or at least Ontario, sorry, you become a cop in Ontario, you go to the same centralized place, and everybody gets the same training. That's so valuable. We should kind of have that for teaching. I understand the reason that it is a university program and it's run by the universities, but the thing is, the universities don't actually have to do much. The government of Ontario doesn't really dictate exactly what needs to be done. It's more like, oh, you have to teach about this and teach about that and teach about this, but the stuff inside those courses, kind of up for grabs. And I had a few tenured professors at York who didn't really teach me what I needed to be taught. I had a class called Adolescent Health and Development, and the tenured prof, Jan, did not teach us a single thing that was involved in adolescent health and development. He spent like multiple weeks talking about like the UK LGBTQ culture and like not even like the youth side of it. And like we were like, hey, can we like learn how to like deal with teenagers who are going through puberty and like having hormonal imbalances? And like he never addressed that. So maybe, just maybe, having a more standardized university teaching program for teachers would be helpful, and increasing the amount of practicum days, making sure that teachers are in the classroom more, because that is where we learn. That's where we learn. This is oddly not a video of me criticizing Doug Ford. I know that's usually what you come here for, but it should be a 1-year program, and it should have a larger emphasis on the in-class portion, and the parts that are in the university, the parts that are in the classroom, like the university classroom, should be more regulated. That's just my personal opinion. Let me know what your thoughts in the comments are. Just leave them down below, and hit the like and follow button if you want to know more about education in Ontario, and if you want to join me on whatever I'm doing.